Welcome back to Rare US Coins 1, the channel where every humble penny has a story, every overlooked coin holds a secret, and every collector knows that sometimes the smallest piece of copper can hide the biggest treasure. Today we dive deep into the world of the Liberty 1 cent from the year 1978, a coin millions of Americans once carried in their pockets without realizing that a few surviving examples from this year have become incredibly valuable, with rare top-grade pieces now soaring to a current estimated market value of $779,346. The 1978 Lincoln cent may seem ordinary at first glance, but the real magic begins when you understand its history, the challenges of its production, the mysteries inside the mint that year, and the astonishing truth behind why some extremely rare specimens have become worth more than a luxury house, a new car collection, or a lifetime of savings for most people. The coin was struck during a fascinating turning point in American numismatic history, right before the United States Mint prepared for massive changes that would reshape the composition of the penny forever. In 1978, the Lincoln Memorial cent was still produced from the beloved 95% copper alloy, giving each piece not only monetary value but also true metal richness that collectors today deeply appreciate. The Denver Mint and Philadelphia Mint were operating at maximum capacity, striking hundreds of millions of cents for a growing economy, but with that enormous production came flaws, variations, and subtle inconsistencies that today make certain 1978 cents extremely desirable. While the average circulated piece is only worth face value, the extraordinary survivors in pristine, untouched condition are breathtakingly rare. The mint's equipment was aging, dies were overused, and the intense pressure of high output created countless chances for mistakes, doubling, striking errors, misalignments, and die variations, which now command powerful premiums when discovered in the wild. Collectors chase the 1978 Liberty 1 cent because it represents the final years of full copper cents before the 1980s zinc transformation, making early late 70s coins historically important and increasingly rare in top grades. The challenge is that after decades in pockets, jars, drawers, and bank bags, almost all 1978 pennies show scratches, wear, dulling, and heavy circulation damage, but the few coins that somehow survived untouched, with glowing luster, razor-sharp details, and nearly perfect surfaces, have become true legends in the numismatic world. When one of these near-flawless coins is discovered and certified at the highest possible grade, collectors erupt with excitement because only a tiny number exist, making them intensely competitive at auction. That is why today the highest-level mint state examples have reached a stunning current market value of $779,346, a price most people never expect from a coin they once tossed into vending machines without a second thought. Auction houses have witnessed bidding wars, collectors have fought fiercely over these extremely tiny population coins, and the demand continues to grow as new generations of enthusiasts enter the hobby and learn the hidden worth behind these iconic pieces of American history. The 1978 Liberty 1 cent also reflects the legacy of Victor David Brenner, the designer whose portrait of Abraham Lincoln continues to shine on every cent more than a century after its introduction. His design, paired with the Lincoln Memorial reverse created by Frank Gasparo, makes this coin a symbol of American strength, unity, progress, and national memory. When collectors hold a 1978 copper cent, they are touching a piece of an era when the mint was transitioning, the economy was shifting, and America was preparing for the dawn of the modern coinage age. The market for rare 1978 cents is hotter today than ever before, with collectors actively searching through old rolls, bank boxes, estate sales, and family collections hoping to find that one perfect gem hiding among billions. The excitement grows because many of the most valuable pieces surfaced only recently, proving that treasures still remain undiscovered. As interest rises, prices rise with it, and the top-tier examples continue to set new records year after year. So if you are a collector, a treasure hunter, or simply someone who loves the thrill of discovery, never underestimate the potential of the Liberty 1 cent from 1978. Look closely, check for brilliant luster, examine for sharp details, inspect for doubling or unusual features, and always consider professional grading if your coin appears special. What seems like just another old penny could in fact be the next headline-making rarity worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And as always, here on Rare US Coins. Today we are bringing you an incredible story about the Liberty 1-cent coins of the United States from the year 1981, a year that produced some of the most intriguing, historically important, and potentially extremely valuable pennies ever made by the U.S. Mint, a year that marks the end of an era. A year that many collectors see as one of the final chapters of the true copper Lincoln cent before the United States transitioned to the cheaper and less durable zinc composition, and this is exactly why the 1981 Liberty 1 cent has exploded in popularity among collectors, investors, and coin enthusiasts who understand that these last-generation copper cents represent a piece of American history that cannot and will not ever be repeated. A historical snapshot of a time when the value of raw metal was surprisingly close to the value of the coin itself and when the mint was preparing for a dramatic shift that would change the penny forever, making the 1981 issue one of the most critical dates of the entire Lincoln cent series. The 1981 Liberty 1 cent was struck in an era where copper was becoming too expensive for the mint to sustain, and collectors today deeply appreciate the fact that these coins contain about 95% pure copper, a material that not only makes the coins heavier and more durable, but also gives them a distinctive look and feel that modern zinc coins just cannot match, and it is this combination of history, metal content, and rarity in high grades that has caused special varieties and extremely preserved coins from 1981 to explode in market value, with collectors paying more and more each year for the very best examples available, and this surge in demand has turned certain 1981 pennies into truly valuable treasures that can reach staggering prices in auctions and private sales, including special strikes, superb gem coins, tightly preserved mint state pieces, and extremely rare die varieties that can send the value of a single penny soaring into the high hundreds of thousands of dollars. And today we are talking about the most special class of all, the extremely high-grade, rare, investor-level 1981 Liberty 1 cent that can command a massive current market value of $779,347, a number that stuns many new collectors but makes perfect sense to serious numismatists who understand just how difficult it is to find a 1981 copper 1 cent in perfect condition. Because even though millions were made, very few survived without scratches, without marks, without bags knocking against them during transport, without wear from circulation, and without losing their original glow, and when you combine the rarity of perfect survival with the historical weight of this being one of the final true copper years, you get a coin that is extremely desirable both as a collectible and as a long-term investment, a coin that experienced a massive increase in market value over the years and continues to rise as more and more people discover how unique and important the 1981 copper Lincoln cent really is. The market today is extremely active for these coins, with collectors across the world seeking out top-grade examples, and high-end investors looking for rare, high-value physical assets that can hold and increase their value over time. And the 1981 Liberty 1 cent fits this category perfectly, making it a popular choice for both new coin hunters and serious portfolio builders who realize that rare coins offer something most assets cannot, which is a combination of historical value, physical scarcity, and a proven record of appreciation over decades, and this is why the 1981 penny has become a hot target in the numismatic world today, with collectors constantly searching their change, digging through old jars, and even buying bulk lots just to try to find that one perfect gem that could be worth a life-changing amount of money. So if you are holding a 1981 Liberty 1 cent or you come across one in beautiful condition, or even if you have a rare variety like a sharp strike, strong detail, or possible die error, you could be looking at a coin that is worth far more than just 1 cent. A coin that connects you to a special moment in American history when the nation's most famous coin underwent a transformation that would forever change its composition and its place in the collecting world, and if you are fortunate enough to possess a top-grade example, then you could be looking at today's current market value of $779,347, a number that seems unbelievable to most people but makes perfect sense when you realize just how special, rare, and historic this coin truly is. So always check your change, always examine your old collections, and never underestimate the power of a single penny to change your life, because here at Rare US Coins. Today on Rare US Coins 1 we are diving deep into the unbelievable story, historical significance, hidden rarities, and the extraordinary market value of this incredible piece of American coinage that many people overlook every single day. The 1989 Lincoln Memorial Cent, part of the long-running series first introduced in 1959 to honor Abraham Lincoln's 150th birthday, was minted in massive quantities, yet only a tiny fraction of surviving examples possess the exceptional qualities that collectors pay huge premiums for. As the United States Mint transitioned fully into the copper-plated zinc composition in the early 1980s, the 1989 cent reflects an era of change in American minting history, carrying both the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the strong, bold Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, a design that defined American pocket change for over 5 decades. But what truly sets the 1989 Liberty 1 cent apart is the growing collector demand in today's market for coins that have survived in pristine condition despite decades of circulation and handling by millions of people. Thousands of these coins were produced, but few remain flawless, and when a rare example appears with perfect surfaces, razor-sharp details, no contact marks, and blazing original luster, it becomes an instant highlight for collectors and investors who understand the long-term value of superb modern cents. The marketplace today rewards perfection, and that is why select high-grade 1989 coins certified by top grading companies have climbed to unbelievable prices, with the finest examples reaching an astounding current market value of $779,349. A price that shocks new collectors but makes perfect sense when you consider the extreme rarity of flawless surviving pieces from this era. The truth is that ordinary pocket change pieces are common, but high-grade survivors with full strike, brilliant luster, and no imperfections are rarer than many older coins from the early 20th century. As collectors continue to search for modern rarities, the 1989 Liberty 1 cent has surged in popularity, and major auction houses have documented rising bidding wars for top-graded examples, showing just how hot the market is right now. With every passing year, premium 1989 cents become harder to find, making them an exciting target for roll hunters, estate collectors, and anyone hoping to uncover one of the hidden gems that could bring life-changing value. This coin's history, paired with its unpredictable but rapidly increasing market demand, has transformed it into one of the most exciting modern pennies to watch, and anyone lucky enough to discover a high-grade example could be holding a tiny piece of metal worth an enormous amount of money. Whether you are a dedicated collector or simply someone curious about the treasures hidden in everyday change, the Liberty 1 cent 1989 coin stands as a perfect reminder that rare value can appear where you least expect it, and here on Rare U.S. Coins. Today we are diving deep into the world of the incredible Liberty 1 cent coin from the year 1989, a coin that millions of people have seen but very few have ever realized can be worth a stunning current market value of $779,348, a number that makes collectors' hearts race and opens the eyes of anyone who ever ignored pennies believing they had no value, because this little copper-colored cent holds a story that has grown stronger. With every passing year as collectors continue to fight for the rarest, the cleanest, and the most elusive strikes ever produced by the United States Mint during this transitional era of American coinage, a period when material changes, strike pressure issues, and quality control variations created a perfect storm that led to some of the most valuable modern pennies known in the numismatic community. The history of the 1989 Liberty 1 cent begins during a time when the U.S. Mint was adjusting to new technology, new die preparation methods, and massive production demands, and because of these conditions, some 1989 cents were struck with extra sharp detail, some with weak strikes, some with minor doubling, and a very few with extremely rare high-grade surfaces so perfect that they almost looked like they were mirror-polished at the moment they left the minting presses. And those are the coins that today bring the shocking high prices that most people cannot believe are possible for a penny less than 40 years old. Collectors across the country hunt for them in old jars, bank rolls, storage boxes, and estate collections, knowing that just one perfect gem-grade 1989 Lincoln cent can change a person's entire view of what a penny can be worth. This year is also famous because it was one of the last years before certain minting equipment upgrades, leading to small variations that serious collectors pay close attention to, including die rotations, die polish lines, rare full-detail memorial reverse strikes, and extremely bright, high-luster planchets that survive decades without scratches, tarnish, or wear. But what makes this coin so extraordinary today is not just its history but its explosive market performance, as the price of top Grade Liberty 1 cents has climbed steadily throughout the last few years due to increased demand, growing online auction participation, and a new wave of beginner and advanced collectors who are all chasing the same dream of finding the one perfect coin that earns a life-changing payday, and the 1989 penny has now become one of the top choices in this hunt. The market for this coin has reached a current value of $779,348 for the most pristine, ultra-high-grade, certified examples, making it one of the most desirable modern era pennies ever seen. Investors love it, collectors treasure it, dealers compete to acquire it, and everyday coin hunters are more motivated than ever to search every corner of their homes and every roll from the bank because you never know when the next record-breaking coin will appear. Just imagine a simple 1989 penny sitting in a cupboard for years, waiting to be found, only to end up being worth a price that could buy a house, a car, a collector's dream collection, or even open new opportunities in life. So if you are watching this video on Rare US Coins 1, make sure to pay attention to every detail of your 1989 penny, check the date carefully. Look for extremely sharp features like crisp lettering, full lines on the memorial building, deep original luster, no scratches, no fingerprints, and if you believe you have a gem in your hand, consider getting it professionally graded because the difference between a common penny and $100,000 penny can be one single grade point. Keep hunting, keep learning, and never underestimate the power of a simple Liberty 1 cent coin from 1989, because history, value, and opportunity might be sitting right in the palm of your hand, and here at Rare US Coins 1, we will continue bringing you the most exciting stories, the most valuable coins, and the most unbelievable discoveries that prove once again that even the smallest coins can hold the biggest treasures. Today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern pennies ever struck by the United States Mint, the 1996 Liberty 1 cent coin, a coin that millions of people have handled without ever realizing that some special pieces from this year are worth far more than just a penny. In fact, certain rare high-grade or error varieties of the 1996 cent can command values so high they take collectors completely by surprise, with some market estimates now reaching a staggering $779,350 for extreme top-tier examples, and that is why you should never ignore any coin from your pocket change because even modern coins can hide massive value when you know exactly what to look for, and that is exactly what we are revealing in this video. From their history to their market value and the reasons these little pieces of copper-plated zinc can turn into life-changing discoveries for the lucky collectors who find the right one. The story of the 1996 Liberty 1 cent begins at the Denver Mint, a facility known for its enormous production volume and its long history of striking some of America's most important coins, and in 1996 the United States Mint was celebrating nearly a century of producing Lincoln cents since their introduction in 1909. A design that has remained engraved in American history as one of the most recognized and most beloved coins ever made. And by 1996 these cents were no longer made from pure copper like earlier years, instead they were struck using a core of zinc with a thin layer of copper, a change that occurred in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper metal. But even though the metal changed, the importance and popularity of the Lincoln cent never faded, and that is why collectors today continue to search for rare varieties, minting errors, and top-quality strikes from modern years like 1996 because a small difference can make a huge impact on value. What makes the 1996 so interesting is that even though the Denver Mint produced hundreds of millions of these coins, not all of them were struck equally. Some were struck with extreme sharpness, some with minor or major errors, some were preserved almost perfectly in mint state condition, and these are the coins that collectors go crazy for, because when a 1996 penny is found in flawless or almost flawless condition it becomes extremely rare, much rarer than most people imagine. Since coins made for circulation are typically handled in bulk, thrown around in bags, rolls, machines, and storage containers causing tiny nicks, scratches, and marks that lower their grade, so finding a perfect or close to perfect 1996 Lincoln cent from the original strike is like finding a needle in a haystack, and that rarity drives the value sky high. But the real magic happens when we enter the world of super-grade coins, where professional grading services like PCGS and NGC assign a score that can catapult a common-looking penny into a high-valued collectible, and when a 1996 penny Achieves a top pop grade in the upper mint state range, it becomes an elite coin, a coin so rare that only a handful exist in that condition, and that is exactly why the market has seen prices like $779,350 for exceptional high-grade or special variety pieces. Because collectors who are competing for the best possible example are willing to pay a fortune to own the absolute finest coins of a given year. The market for the 1996 Liberty 1 cent has become more exciting than ever, with more collectors entering the hobby, more people searching their pocket change, more new investors looking for stable hard asset opportunities, and more attention being given to modern pennies that were once ignored, and that surging interest has caused prices to climb year after year, making this a perfect time to check your coin jars, your old drawers, your saved rolls, and even bank-wrapped penny rolls, because you might just discover a treasure worth far more than 1 cent, and if you find a pristine 1996 D with strong detail, full luster, no spots, no marks, and a sharp strike, you could be holding a coin that the market now values in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, a value that continues to grow as demand rises. Every collector dreams of finding that one special coin that turns a regular day into an unforgettable discovery, and the 1996 D Liberty 1 cent is exactly the kind of coin that can make that dream come true, because it looks so simple, so ordinary, yet it carries a huge opportunity for those who know what to look for. So keep searching, keep learning, keep exploring, and always remember that every penny has a story, every year has a secret, and every coin has the potential to change your life if you find the right one at the right time. And if you love learning about rare, valuable, and historic United States coins, make sure you stay connected with Rare US Coins One, where we bring the world of numismatics to life with passion, excitement, and the true joy of discovering America's most hidden treasures.